Hey everybody, my name is Jon Kovach Jr., international public speaker, and today I'm here to tell you a little bit about my story. You see, I've been in an entrepreneurial mood since I was 12 years old. My mom and I built this business. Well, it was really my mom, but I joined her. And in this business, we created a vending machine business, but not the mechanical machine. You see, we went to Costco, and in Costco, we would buy everything in bulk from snacks, chips, candy bars, and all the great good stuff. And we would put them in these cardboard boxes and organize them like a little filing cabinet for delicious goodies. And we would put this can in the corner of the actual box, and it would say 25 cents honor code. And we deliver that little box vending machines over to corporate office buildings. And that was my first experience of being an entrepreneur, of actually working hard, of trying to get sales, to positioning products. And that was a really fun experience. At age 14, I did what every other 14-year-old does when they want to make money, and that's push lawnmowers. And when you push lawnmowers, you get a sense of what it takes to put in really good, hard physical labor. And when you do that on the hot days, when you rush to push, 3 acres worth of land mowing lawns because you know that the storm cloud's coming, you do as much as you can in such a short amount of time. You also spend a lot of time thinking as you're listening to music or rolling or walking around. It's funny how walking actually makes us do more thinking than actually sitting down and thinking. And that's amazing. And so, as a 14-year-old, my brother and I used to work in those corporate office spaces that we build relationships with the vending machine business. Then at age 16, okay, at age 16, and I don't know why it goes in twos, but at age 16, I found myself in trying to solve a problem. And the problem that I wanted to solve most is something that was personal to me. You see, I, like anyone else, love to dance. I love to dance. And I loved going to church dances or school dances or just any dances in particular where I could really groove and have fun. And in particular, I was just fed up with the music that was being played. I was easy to entertain. I was usually the entertainment. And so I preferred to have a choice of the music, if it was good or if it was bad or if it was okay. And so I wanted to I wanted to put out an experience that was more enthusiastic, more experiential, more exciting than the normal DJs were producing. And so myself, as a 16-year-old, asked my parents, I said, hey, can I buy some DJ equipment for my birthday? I know it's kind of random, but I would really, really, really like to have that experience. And so together we built basically a makeshift DJ system that allowed me to create my own business. Well, in just a few days or in a few weeks of being a DJ, I was able to get this business started. And I started DJing local proms and homecomings, church dances. I even got the Catholic Church doing some of their elementary school dances. We had a blast. And you know what? Word got around town that I was DJing and I was playing really, really good music. I got the most obscure calls like, hey, John, could you do my 80-year-old mother's birthday party? It's like, yeah, let's do it. I was researching, found really good 80-year-old birthday music. Don't even ask me what that's from because it really is it really is a question to me what I actually played, but I know we had a blast. And it wasn't really the DJing that I fell in love with. Though the music played a part in the process, what I really enjoyed most was the microphone. You see, when I had a microphone, I could curate an environment that would allow individuals to experience and express themselves in a fun way. And it allowed us to all connect in a very, very interesting way as well. And I appreciated that because I thought it was the DJing. I thought it was the equipment. I thought it was I thought that was the part of it all that really brought this together. But it wasn't. You see, the most important piece to this was the curation, was the person behind the curtain, organizing and facilitating, creating an environment for people to express and to feel and experience. And that was the coolest piece. And that's where I found my love for public speaking, was taking that microphone and using it for good, using it to create smiles, to create memories. And every time I go back to my hometown and I run into an old friend or somebody I worked with, they're always like, dude, you remember the times we used to dance? Like, we used to go all out dancing to NSYNC and whatever 90s pop music we used to listen to back in the day. But we would go all out because it was important. It was exciting. It was that experience that we most yearned for. And that was one of my favorite pieces of becoming an entrepreneur, was learning the ins and outs. And you know what? As a young kid, uh, finances wasn't my strong suit. Obviously, everything I ever earned, I spent on really important things like lunch and candy and cool toys and the newest and greatest things. But I learned so many valuable lessons from being the DJ and the MC. And that led me down a road, a path that reminded me of my purpose. And one of my biggest and greatest purposes gained from that entrepreneurial experience was that I needed to be the person curating experiences. So today you sit here in an audience full of other professionals, excited to meet one another, excited to connect. And what you're going to get from this incredible environment and experience is just what you asked for. It's everything you ever asked for. It's everything you need all in one experience. And you know what? I curated it just for you. I've been all over the world learning the environment of public speaking and conferences and summits, and also learning a lot about what makes an event good. And there have been some really bad events. I will begin to tell you that not all the events I went to were some of the best. But what I learned is that there are some things that are needed and some things that don't. But you know what is needed is fun. If we're not having fun, then there's no reason for us to be here at all. Yeah, we could all workshop. Yes, we could all come with our pens and our papers and our journals, and we can record lots of copious notes. But the truth is no matter how many notes we take, there's this concept called stacking. And stacking is something I actually learned from a speed reader, Dr. Berg, I believe, who taught us about speed reading. And speed reading isn't really learning or finishing books in 60 seconds. What speed reading is this concept of stacking. And stacking is learning and obtaining and retaining stuff that you already know and adding just a little bit more by stacking words and experiences and combinations of words and sentences and piling those together for other comprehensive uses. And that's just how the brain works. It collects, and it fizzes out. Your brain is it's the liver per se. It's the liver of the cognitive world. And because it's the liver, it's processing, it's cleaning, and it's facilitating. It's delegating out what needs to go where. And that's why it's so important for us to have really great experiences, to use our brain. But I love stacking because you're going to come here and you're going to have a good experience. You're going to remember the person you sat by or the people you talked to, or the business cards you exchanged with certain individuals. You're going to do your follow-up games, and that's it. But you're going to miss out on the stacking, which is adding to what you already know if you're not prepared and ready for it. So are you prepared and ready for it? Today, we're going to have a lot of fun. And what I want you to do is to be ready, for that life-changing experience. And if you aren't ready, it's going to go right over your head. When you speed read and you're like 4 pages in, you're like, wait, what happened the last 4 pages? How do you, I've always done that when I've read really, really fast. My brain goes off into another direction. If you're not ready to receive it, you're going to miss out on some really cool stuff. So let's be ready. This is how we get ready. Ready? We're going to do a quick exercise. And the exercise is this. We're going to breathe. I know, it's crazy, but oxygen has wondrous capabilities. You ready for this? We're going to breathe together. So we're going to take 3 seconds. We're going to breathe in. We're going to go. And then we're going to let out a, okay? Sounds weird. I know it's a little silly, but we're going to do this together. All right. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. Hold it. And let it out. All right. Let's do it 2 more times. If you start to feel a little lightheaded, make sure you're sitting down, okay? Ready? Go. Awesome, right? You can feel it. You can start to feel your body tingle and the blood flow, and your brain is working in a different way. You're now cognitively aware of everything around you because of oxygen. So now you're ready and prepped to sing. I'm just kidding. To dance. Not even kidding again. Or to experience, to take it all in. Now, I'm super excited to talk to you today about the concept of masterminds. But the one thing that we must get straight is that not one person is smarter than the other, but a collective of persons can create the greatest value and the greatest power. And that is something that I will truly, honestly, forever believe. And I will go to my grave defending the fact that when we come together, building a collective of those willing to work together, then we will produce a product, an outcome, anything that comes from that that will be worth living and worth pursuing in the long run. Now, there are geniuses in this world, and they're simply anomalies. And I know that there are people who are borderline genius or have incredibly high IQs. But let me tell you this. The likelihood of us obtaining that is very unlikely. What is more likely is that we can achieve everything we ever set our minds to when we surround ourselves with the people that will help us get there the fastest. I believe in that, and I know that you will find this to be true as you do your activities today. But in the activities, I encourage you to realize that you can't go as far and as fast and as efficient as you want to go without the people around you. So bring that all together. That all together is going to create the greatest experience for today. The understanding that you need these people. The experience you're going to get from today is because of the people around you. And I live by that and I stand by that.